Hi, my name is Ann Potter, and my husband Bill and I are the co-founders of Camps Rock. And I'm going to give you a quick tour of Camps Rock and how parents use it to find camps for their children and how you can get listed in Camps Rock for free. So I'm going to share my screen. And here you are seeing our Camps Rock homepage. Again, this is designed totally for the parents to find the best camps for their family. Parents can put in any keywords here, and they can also put in their address or a city and state or a zip code. We also go up into Canada, so they can use postal codes from Canada to search for all camps listed, and this defaults to initially a 20-mile radius from whatever they enter, or they can search for virtual camps, which searches for the entire, literally the entire world. So I'm just going to do a sample search here of camps in this Miamisburg, Ohio area that's sort of near where I am. And here you see what it looks like, the results that come back for a parent. They can further filter the results by theme. There's a whole bunch of different themes that they can filter by: academics, outdoor adventure, sports, and other things. They can search by the age of their child or the grade of their child. They can search by camp type. So there are full day, overnight, half day, and virtual camps listed. They can also filter by special needs if they have certain special needs that they need to consider for their child. They can search by a date range if they're interested in finding camps a certain week of the summer or whatever. They can also expand the search by the distance all the way up to unlimited distance. And then furthermore, they can sort by, it's defaulted to sort by distance from whatever it is they originally searched for. That's the default. Or they can search by featured camps, which are these that have been upgraded. Or they can search by price, and it will list from the lowest price up to the highest price. And here you see the different types of entries. So there's a free entry. This is what a free entry looks like. And then this is what an upgraded platinum listing looks like. And I actually don't have a sample here, but there's also gold, which doesn't include the cover photo, but it includes the logo. So there's 3 different levels of participation, but let me show you what it looks like for you to get a free listing. One of the things that we did is every single listing looks exactly the same in terms of the way the data is laid out. This makes it really easy for the parents, and that was kind of my original goal. Was I had a lot of trouble. I have 3 children, and I had a lot of trouble trying to find the camps for all 3 of my children, who had lots of different activities that they were interested in, and each child is interested in different things. And so this way a parent can come onto Camps Rock and see all of the key information laid out in exactly the same order for every different thing that they look at. So it gives you a description of the camp, the dates that it's offered, the map of where it's actually located, information about extended care and lunch and how to register and pricing and all different kinds of information. I'll show you in a minute how you get all that in. And then parents can also write a review about a camp. They can also add the camp to their favorites list. And then I'll go and show you what a full this is the platinum upgrade. So this is our top level upgrade. You get the cover photo and the logo. You get the unlimited length description right here. You get, you list each and every different, I mean, this is the same on all camps. Everything in this field right here, this camp information is the same, whether it's a free or an upgrade. You list out all the different weeks that camp occurs, the days of the week, etc. There's a link to get to the website, or on an upgraded page, there's also a button to get to the website for the camp. And then again, the map, and then here are the photos of children at camp. And down here would be parent reviews. There's no reviews on this one yet. Okay, let me show you how you would actually participate in Camps Rock. It is totally free. You do not need to enter even a credit card or anything. If you've ever been with us before, you would just use the email address that you used to register in the past. If you've forgotten your email, you can use the forgot your password. I'm sorry, if you forgot your password, you can use your password reset feature right here. Otherwise, if you've never been with us before, you're just going to click this link right here that says register. And we're going to come into this page. You need to completely fill out this form. So this is the first and last name of the person who would be the owner of the account. The email address you want to put in here, this is actually going to be your login ID, the email address. And so you want this to be an email that's not going to change or go away. So this would not be for, you know, somebody who's only going to work for you this summer and then you'll have somebody else joining or whatever. You're going to put more permanent email address in this field here. The password would be something that anybody who needs to be able to enter or edit the camps would need to be able to know this password. So use something that is okay for multiple people in your office to know. Your organization, their company name goes here. So this is the name of the company. That's the name that's going to appear on the camp listings, not for the camp, but for the company. Okay, the address here is your headquarters. If you have more than one location, this address should be your main headquarters. The website would be your main homepage to your website. Then this person here, the contact, will be automatically filled in based on your information over here, but you can change this. So if you want somebody to own the account in terms of like maybe the owner of the company or the person who's the camp director or whatever, but maybe you want the contact person to be your registrar, or you have someone else who is the contact person with the phone number, and that's where you would want parents to call if they have questions about your camp. The email address is for our needs, but it's never actually displayed on the website. We do not put your email address or anyone's email address on the website, so that's private. And a title, you do need to enter the CAPTCHA code and agree to the terms of use, and then you would click this register button, or there's another register button at the top. When you do that, it's going to send you an email that just says, you know, confirm your email address and everything, and then it will log you in. I'm going to go ahead and go over here, and I'm going to log in with my own, whoops, that's not the one I want to use. Hang on a second. I'm going to log in with this account. Okay, and this is actually just an example test company of my own. But when you come in for the very first time, there won't be obviously any camps listed here yet. You are going to click on this button that says add camps. So you just click on add camps, and right here, you're going to start with just a camp name, Fun Camp, whatever your camp name is. You're going to give it a description. This is a description. And of course, you're going to use up to 300 characters for that. The camp home page should actually be a page that gets the parent as close as possible to this camp, so that if they're looking at this camp on Camps Rock, they would want to be able to see the details about this specific camp, not like just a page that is your home page for your website in general. Okay. Registration open and close dates are optional. You can choose that. And if you do not have an actual close date, then I would leave this blank. Location. By the way, in all of the fields, if there's an asterisk, it means it's a required field. If there's no asterisk, it's optional. So facility name is optional, but this would be something like you could put anything in there, or it could be something that's a recognized facility. So let's say you're at a university and there's a specific name for the building that you're holding your camp in. And this is where this camp, Fun Camp, is being held. Okay, so this is a local university for us, and this is our arena, and the Nutter Center. So Google recognized Nutter Center and put in the correct address for the Nutter Center. And this is important that your camp actually says Google Maps found you and you have a verified address. Everything in our system is based off of address, including when the parents do a search, their address or zip code or whatever, it's all being calculated based on the latitude and longitude and measuring the whatever, all that stuff. But Google Maps must be able to find your camp. So this is important, and it will not even allow you to publish the camp if it can't find you. Okay, so that's important. Then you enter your themes, and that's required. So we're going to call this basketball because the Nutter Center is our basketball arena. These items are optional, but it is probably good to put in your grade and age. Grade is supposed to be the grade that they would be entering in the fall. That's what we base all of the Camps Rock listings on. So even though you may do your registration the opposite, you may say registration is based on the grade they're just about to complete. Everything in Camps Rock is based on the grade, at least that's what parents are expecting, that's grade they'd be entering in the fall. So you would just translate that to the appropriate numbers, and then the age. If you do your registration process based on grade, then use that. If you do it based on age, use that. If you can put in both, that's ideal, because that means that parents who are looking by age will find you even if you mainly do grade, if that makes sense. Okay, so try to enter, but you can leave, like you could do just a maximum age and say you take young children all the way up to 12 or whatever, however you want to enter these. Amenities includes things like lunch. Do you include lunch? The checkbox, if you check that, it's going to see yes, you include lunch. If you leave it unchecked, it won't say yes, you include lunch, but you can put a description. So something like bring a sack lunch, no nuts, please. So something along those lines. Extended care, once again, if you put the check, it will say yes, that you offer extended care, and you can describe what that is. You can put your pricing for extended care in there or whatever you want. Special needs available is whether or not you are can accommodate a variety of different special needs. And in this drop-down list, you can select the specific special needs that you can comfortably accommodate. And so there are just lots of different ones here, but if there's something that isn't mentioned in our drop-down list, so let's say we can take a couple of different things, and maybe there's something more that you can, that is very specific to what you are trained to handle, or maybe a lot of people will just put in like, please call us to discuss your child's needs. We try to accommodate all children. Okay, something along those lines or whatever would be appropriate for you. And there it's doing a little spell check for us. Okay. Then on the next tab is pricing. You do need to put in your full price, so that's required. But then you can also select something like, let's say you have a resident price for $300, and let's say you also offer discounts, that is like early bird special, April 15th or something, and you can put in the price of that or whatever. You can also change which price you want to show up on the main results list. So if, say, for example, you really would prefer your resident price to show up because most of the people who attend are residents, you can do that. All of the prices will show up on your detail page, but your resident price would show up on your listing in the search results. Okay. The next page, or the next tab, is the dates and times tab. Here you're going to fill out your camp type, whether it's full day, overnight, half day, or virtual. We prefer that full day, that you're careful about, that a full day is at least like 9 to 4. We find that most parents who are looking for full day are looking for coverage for, say, their work day. And so if you're not at least 9 to 4, that perhaps you also offer the extended care, that would allow you to be able to say it's full day. Otherwise, half day is generally 3 or 4 hours long, although even for little types, let's say the very youngest children, your camp may only be an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours or something like that. So, so anyway, be careful about that you put in your correct timing. So let's just say your, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can say what days of the week you run, and parents like to know, this is optional, but parents do like to know, does this cover Friday, for example, and that kind of thing. Also, if you have half-day camps, you can click this little plus button and give a second time frame. So let's say you have a half-day camp and it's 9 to noon and 1 to 4 or something like that. So you can do that. Then you're going to put every different time frame, date range that you offer this camp. So let's say you offer this camp, you might offer it every single week of the summer. You're going to put every one of them in there. You can add more date ranges up to, I think, 11 different date ranges. What we don't want you to do is if you have camp all summer long and starts maybe June 1st through August 15th or something like that. We don't want the start date to be June 1st and the end date to be August 15th. And the reason is because when parents do that date range search, it won't find you because the system thinks that your camp is literally like an 11-week long camp. And this parent is looking for, maybe the first week of August, right? And so you actually don't fit their date range. So you do need to put out every individual listing, every individual, whether it's week or 2 week, or if you have a 3-week camp or whatever, you put every different opportunity for them to sign up listed out separately, if that makes sense. Contact information is pre-populated from whatever is on your account, but you can change this for every camp. So if you have like certain camps that are art camps and they're run by a certain person in your organization, and other camps that are, I don't know, sports camps and they are run by a different person, then you can change the name on each individual camp. But you can also put your phone number. This could be a trunk line to maybe your main phone number, and there's a contact name, but it's going to, your main switchboard or whatever. So that is totally flexible. Then on your next tab, if you are entering a free camp, your page will look like this, and you're just going to click on this Save Camp button. You also have the option to upgrade for the gold package or the advertisers package, or there's also this upgrade button here if you would like to upgrade and get your logo and all of the other bells and whistles. I'll show that in a moment. But you're going to just click on Save Camp, and sometimes this comes up with a little box that'll say your camp has been saved. I use Firefox and it doesn't seem to come up on mine, but it will on Chrome. But anyway, so when you go back to list, you can see my fun camp here. Now, this is important. So pink, or this started column, means that you've created the camp. The middle one, completed, turning yellow, means that you've completed all of the required fields. Now, I must have not entered something, and I would have to go back and see what it was that I missed. And so I'm not going to be able to publish this camp until I've entered all of the required information. So I will have to look and see what I left out. But anyway, so here is what it looks like. I can do a preview and see all of the information. There's my 2 different dates and all this information, right? And I'm going to go back. I'm actually very curious to see, what did I leave out? Oh, I didn't put in my website. So you would put here like that/basketball, right? Remember what I said, I would want that to be as close to the actual camp as I can. And so I'm going to go back to list and back to list. There, now it's completed. Yes, that was the thing that I left off, was the website. Now, the key is that you actually need to do the publish We do not publish for you. You are in control of when this will be published and visible to the parents. So when I click on the publish button, it's going to bring up a thing that says publishing this camp will make it visible to parents. Have you previewed your camp and are you ready to make it live? When you click publish, and I'm going to do that, it turns green. It is now, and I'm not going to go do it, but you would then go test to make sure that you can see it, but it is visible to parents. I'm going to unpublish it because it's just a test camp, so I'm going to unpublish it right now. But why do we not publish it for you? Here's why. Because sometimes there are legitimate reasons why camps may enter their information, but they're not ready for it to be published to the public yet. For example, maybe they have a resident camp and they have printed marketing materials that are going to be mailed out to their members or residents of their city, and they don't want to publish it to the public until their members have seen it first or their residents have seen it first. So that's one example. Another example is sometimes people will enter all of their information and they put in a price, but the price is sort of a placeholder while they wait to get information back from like a field trip that they are going to go on, and the price of the field trip might impact the actual price that they're going to charge students to come to their camp. So they've got everything entered, but they're waiting on some detail for their pricing, or maybe they're waiting some detail for their, I don't know, their hours or their price of their extended care or whatever it might be. So we do not publish it for you. You must push the publish link in order to make your stuff actually show up for parents, okay? So by the same token, you can also unpublish whenever you're ready, and you might unpublish, let's say you decide not to run a camp. Maybe you don't have enough staff, or maybe you've not filled the seats and you're going to cancel it. Or maybe you're too full and you want to not have any more people call you about that camp, you can unpublish it. Or if maybe you just decide you just are going to unpublish it right now for some reason, that's totally in your control. Okay, now I'm going to show you what an upgraded, so I'm going to log off, I'm going to log back in with an upgraded account, which is this one. Okay, so this account is upgraded, and the way you can see that is these green check marks all down the side. That is an upgraded account, and when I preview it, you can see there's a cover photo now, there's logos, and there's the unlimited length description. There's photos of the kids in a carousel, so you can have up to 4 photos in the carousel. You also have a little bit different look up here. Parents can write a review and add their camp to the favorites list, but they can also click on the Go to Camp website button. There still is the Go to Camp link down here, which is also available on the free listing. Okay, so just a little bit different there, but let's go in and look at the editing of this. You can use this little dealio right here to make this larger so you can see better your description. I recommend that if you're doing this, I would type up your description in a word processor like Word or whatever you like to use. That's how you get the bullets, the paragraphs and various things, and you can edit it. This, unfortunately, our description is not a very fancy editor, but that is the best way to get a really nice looking long description in here, is to use something like Word to get it in there in the first place. Okay, but you see here unlimited length. The other thing, so location isn't any different. Themes, you get 5 themes and sub themes on an upgraded account, and so that's not really visible to anybody, but what it is when parents search by theme, you will come up in more searches because you can list more themes. And so that's helpful. These things are not, there's nothing different there. The only other difference then is on this final page where it's logos and photos, you can upload your logo, that's a square, your cover photo, which is a rectangular image, and then different images. So it's just, you just click on browse, you can go and find, some image that you like. There it is. And then click save, and it saves it. And now when we go back to the list, we can preview that. And again, there it is in the list, in the carousel. Okay, so that is basically how it works. One other thing that's really important, and that is when you go to add camps, and this is for whether you have an upgraded account or a free account, you can do a copy from. So you can enter one camp, and then if you have many camps that are very similar, there's not a lot of difference, you could just like quickly do a copy camp. So I can say Bronx Zoo 2, I'm gonna say, it will warn you and say you've chosen to make a copy of this one. Say yes, copy it. It brings you back this. So we're going to edit the title of it, just call it Bronx Zoo 3. And then we can go forward and change whatever it is about that. Maybe, maybe this one is a half day and everything else about it is the same, but we're going to go change it to a half day. And this is 9 to, let's do 9 to 12 p.m. and add a time frame for 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Oops. 4 p.m. Right, and then we're going to want to go back and change the price because this is probably, let's say it's $225 instead of $350, and we make some other changes. Okay, so you get the idea that basically, oops, right, we would change whatever needs to be changed, but everything else is the same. The location is the same, the themes are the same, the criteria is the same, blah, blah, blah. And then you can just click save. It's successfully saved. And back to list. And now we have Bronx 3. It's completed. It was super easy to do. Okay. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to email me or my husband, Bill. I am Anne, A-N-N-E, at campsrock.com. And Bill is Bill at campsrock.com. We will be happy to answer any questions you have. There's also a contact us form at the bottom here, but really the best way to get us is just to send us a direct email to one of those 2 email addresses. I hope you enjoy it. We truly want you in Camps Rock. The whole idea is to give parents as much information as possible. And that's why it's free, because we want parents to be able to find you. So, yeah, check it out. And it's just that easy. All totally self-service, no credit card required. And anyway, we hope you have a great summer. Talk to you later. Bye.